We're chatting with our Over 40 and Fabulous Advisory Board, getting their take on living your best life and becoming your best self at any age. So Madison, I do want to ask you about community involvement. You're involved in a lot of things in Atlanta and very passionate about the city. But I want you to speak to how that makes you feel. And when it comes to the over 40, the journey, what kind of advice can you give about picking a community service activity or getting involved and how that might make people feel?
Well, I can say for this, like, it makes me feel really good. Not to sound kind of cheesy, but when you're giving back and people come up to you and go, we're so glad that you're here. You have no idea how that event that you held, my mother was impacted by this, or my brother was affected by this. Things that you don't even realize it's touching other people. So I would suggest, it's really simple to do. If you see a cause that you want to be interested in, go and volunteer. But if you want to make it a family thing, that's to me the best way to do it, because 40, you got family and it's not just you. If you're single, then that may be a little bit easier, but you can teach the kids too how to give back and bring the kids, get the kids involved, because life is just not about you. And I feel like when you put it out there, it comes back to you. So I would suggest, like, you can get started at your church, giving back there, because church has a lot of community activities. Or like that, there's Susan G. Komen, or because I'm involved in that, but I know that's very simple. They're always looking for volunteers. The Beltline, that's a great way, especially if you are wanting to get more active and you want to be a part of some of the things they have going on, because they have a lot of family events. Like I said, teaching a child how to ride a bike, you could get involved with that. Then they have the race series. So I just feel like find something that's important to you.
And makes you feel connected.
That makes you feel connected, because if you're not connected, then it kind of defeats the purpose.
Maybe that makes you feel a little bit, some of the problems that people talk about over 40 is, oh, I feel old, I feel tired, I don't really know what direction my life is going, and becoming connected in a different way. I think even the people that, don't have kids or are single, getting a group of friends together. Maybe you're going to be an influence on some of your friends to do something they haven't thought about.
That's a great way to get connected. Or if something has happened in your life that has affected you, maybe you've lost weight, or maybe you've changed your hair by cutting your hair off. Like, find something where you can take that journey and then you can share it with others. So that could be getting involved in your kids' school. Maybe if they're having activities, go to say, hey, can we take our kids here to Stone Mountain and we can walk? Like, get something that is important to you. That should be the main focus. So what's important to you may not be important to somebody else.
Right.
So whatever your journey is that you're going through, because we're always going through journeys, and that's going to be better for you, because you're going to be able to serve that community, because when you talk to people, you've lived it. And it's so much easier to reach out to people when you lived it and you have some sort of connection to it.
I think that's a common denominator for anybody that's over 40. Yes, it's true for other ages, but by the time you're 40, you have reached that point where you can find a connection to causes, because you've had stuff happen.
You've had so many things happen. If not you, your friends, there's so many things with that. And it's sometimes people, because I came across a friend of mine and they've always wanted to get involved. They just didn't know how to do it. And she came to me, she said, I saw the event that you did. It was amazing. How do I get involved in this organization? Like you had talked about earlier, you never know when someone else is on the sidelines going, oh wow, I can do that. And now they're involved in that organization, and they were affected because they had some close friends that had passed away. See, anybody can get tapped into it. You may not be directly affected by the cause, but you may have friends, like you said, or family, or coworkers, where you see somebody that's going through a journey, you go, you know what, I want to be a part of that.
I want to help out.
And it just makes me, I can only say that, from really getting involved into it, it's made me have a better life. It's really helped me overall really appreciate the small things. And sometimes we get all caught up in what's going on with work and, oh, my shoes don't fit, it's not that serious at the end of the day.
No,
there are other
really
problems going on.
Yeah.
So that's what's been helpful for me, because I go a lot. I'm always like this. I used to be a time crunching person, but since really getting involved and giving back, I've really been able to check myself on things that I thought were a priority. They're really not. It's not that serious at the end of the day.
Right.
So that's been helpful for me, and I hope that can help somebody else with their journey, because it's not about you. Sometimes we forget about that.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
There's a lot of other people.
Yeah, there's other people. And like I said, I know you close, I know you're a mom, but think about that. If you're not the best you, then you can't be the best mother.
I know.
You can't be the best wife. You can't be the best sister. So find something, whatever that is, where you can get in touch with yourself, because then that's going to spread through everyone else that's in your circle.
I think that's one of our big messages with the Over 40 campaign and Best Self in general.
Oh, yes.
It's just
That's why I love working with you guys.
Yeah, just
that's the
reminding
message.
people that it starts with you, you know, and who you are and where you are in your life. Checking in with yourself can just make that influence
makes a big difference.
Radiate out.
It makes a big difference. And I'm just speaking because I'm living it, because I have people come up to me, friends that come up to me, and they've been involved in my life, but they've never said the things that they say now. There's something about you. There's like a spark about you. I'm like, what's different? I'm still the same person, but I think it's because I'm giving back. I'm giving part of myself, and giving it because I want to give, not because I'm forced to, or because sometimes in my job there are obligations that we have, and like I said, people just show up. But when you're invested in it and you're involved in it, and it's a passion of yours, then you're able to share that with others. I've been able to do that with the Beltline. People come up to me, I'm out in the Beltline. I don't know if I have a face that looks like I know what I'm talking about, but people will stop and go, "This is our first time out here. Where did this trail go? We have enjoyed it. We had no idea."
Are you wearing a map?
No, that's what I want to say. Do I have a map on? And I go, by the way, well, I happen to be. Oh, it goes here, and there's, classes and things that you can do, and they're free. They're free.
So there's no excuses.
I don't want to say excuses, but some people are not aware of the opportunity that Atlanta has brought to us, and they're investing in it, and they're serious about it. They're serious about it.
I call that feeling your purpose.
Well, I like that. Can I steal that?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. I mean, you hear people talk all the time about, finding a passion or finding a purpose, right? But there's something different that happens when you really get in touch with it, and as you said, it becomes part of your lifestyle, and you're living it, and you feel it. You feel, that's when that whole give and take comes in, and you feel your purpose, and you know what you're doing is important.
I love that, because maybe that's the difference. Like you said, when you feel your purpose,
right,
people see that you're authentic behind it,
Exactly.
and it's real, and they attach to that. So I
And
like
that's
that.
What, when
that's
you
what
were
it's
saying,
about.
your friends are saying they see something different. It's that shift,
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
I'm still in that, by the way. I think I flipped this, like I'm
Don't
interviewing you now.
Don't you think we stay there? I feel like growth is about staying there, staying in that space, because then you start to question when you're feeling the purpose. You want to do things the best. It's like when you say, you don't feel like you're working, and so you start to think of new things you can do and how you can enhance what you're doing and what you can bring to it. And that question just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the answers become more empowering.
I would agree. Yeah, if you word it that way, I would agree with that, especially if you have a passion behind it. And then as you grow as a person, because I know with myself, as I grow, then there are other things I'm like, oh, well, we need to reach this audience. Well, what if we do this? And then you do this, and you would be very surprised, and it only takes one. Some people think, oh, it only takes one. Your idea could be the fresh idea that no one else has thought of, and it can make some changes, or raise more money, or bring awareness, whatever that goal is. So I do like that. Yeah, if you find something, I would say, instead of like scattering yourself in a lot of different ones, get 3 main ones that you want to focus on and grow those.
Grow it.
Grow it. 3 main ones that are important to you, and focus and grow it.
Okay. Great advice. Thank you, Madison.
Thank you. I'm taking some of your advice.